Hey, resilient community, it's your girl, Simone Mouchette, your ultimate social worker. And as promised, I'm going to tell you my top 3 reasons why I decided to not return to the school system. In this video, I'm only going to focus on reason 1 because there are 3 loaded reasons. But the reason number 1, the straw that broke the camel's back for me, was that it was making me sick. So I'm not sure if you're listening or hearing from people that actually work in public school systems right now. Why do I bring all of that up? Because for me, I'm going through a grieving time. I loved my job. I still love my job. I love what I do. I love working with kids. And there's no better place to be when you enjoy working with kids and families, but in a school. However, it was making me sick. The last, I want to say, 3 to 4 consecutive years, I had a mental breakdown. The first one was in 2021. I didn't think anything of it. It was my first time. I had to go on a 2-week mental health leave. And that was, I don't want to say forced, but my doctor strongly encouraged it. So that was the first time, and that was like in April, May, probably. Then the next year, my doctor is like, no, this is happening again. In the midst of that, I lost over 50 pounds in a short amount of time. I had no appetite, mainly because I was going all the time. Every day, it's almost like it's a new problem or a new initiative that comes up, and the pressure that comes along with it makes it hard for you to freely feel joy in pouring into kids. It almost makes you develop resentment towards the kids. I never was on that level of feeling resentment towards the kids because everything I did was for their benefit. Even if it benefited their parents, the teachers, it didn't matter. As long as the kids at the end of the day were benefited, I would consider it, or I would do it. During that time, I shrunk myself so much because I didn't even understand or recognize my own gift. And my boss, the co-workers, they saw my gift and they saw my kind heart. And so they decided to keep pulling because I wasn't even aware of what I had to offer. So I say all that to say to take a moment to stop and just check in on all your school working friends. Regardless of what their title is, please just check in on them. Check in how they're feeling with this school year starting. More changes are coming. Every year there are new changes that we have to adjust to, whether we agree with them or like them or think that they make sense. It doesn't matter. We constantly have to sacrifice our personhood daily to work in this system for a check. And what I found was that the check was no longer worth it. When my morals no longer are in alignment with the system that claims to say that we are for the same mission, and in action and in reality it's not, it's secretly doing harm, I had to exit. And part of that exit strategy, or recognizing that exit time, was my health became beyond mental and it became physical in my body. So I kept ignoring the mental health signs. I don't feel this. I'm not happy. My stomach is hurting when I get up every morning to go to work. I don't feel the joy. I don't feel the energy to complete a task the way that I used to. I totally feel like I don't belong here, but I'm thinking about that check. I'm thinking about those insurance, those benefits, and that's what I was taught, that you're supposed to stay in a job that gives you benefits, that gives you insurance, you got a check, you got retirement, you got pension. These are the things that we're supposed to do. I achieved success based off of what my Caribbean parents taught me to do. And once I got there, I was miserable and I was unhealthy. So long story short, I lost my grandma this year. I lost a student. Grief hit me this last school year crazy on some. And while I was doing amazing things that people probably saw on social media, in reality, life was life and hard, and I was still showing up hard And it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I wanted people to willingly acknowledge me, willingly appreciate me, see me and respond, and that was not the case at all. I had to speak up for myself. And that was my struggle, standing up for myself in the workplace. When you're taught to respect authority and be a certain way, I had to literally push myself to be opposite. I had to push myself to do things that made me feel like I was being disrespectful or disobedient. But then it's like, but to who? Was I being disrespectful and obedient to a corrupt system, or being disrespectful and disobedient to God? And once I started bringing it to God, I had a pain in my neck from here all the way down. Go to the doctor, get some tests, and it was not leaving my body. This pain, I was in pain for, I want to say, consecutively 3 months. The pain arrived after I buried my grandma. And even though I was sharing that I didn't feel good and I was in pain, nobody was jacking it at all. They're like, you had too many issues this year. We accommodate. Even if I had days, it didn't matter that the days was in the bank. There was still some conversation that had to be had to make you feel like it was not okay for you to take care of yourself. Long story short, a situation took place, and we had a meeting, and we decided that it was best that I wouldn't return. And after that meeting, guys, I'm not going to tell you, the pain in my body lifted. I have not felt that pain since. And that was probably in May. So since May, we are now in August, I have not felt that pain since. And I'm about to get emotional just thinking about it, because nobody believed me. Nobody believed how that sickness was in my back, in my neck, my side, because people couldn't see it, because I look so young. I look younger than I am, but because I look so young, because I show up, I do what I say I'm gonna do, I do my best to operate in integrity, no one believed me. And so I had to decide to have a conversation with God. What do you want me to do? This place is making me sick. Is it you telling me I need to leave and forget what everyone is telling me? Or are you gonna remove this or make a way somehow? And in a way he did. I think people started respecting my work. But once my work was so rigid and to a T, and they realized that I wouldn't make compromises just because I have a positive relationship with you, doesn't mean I'm going to break rules or overlook protocol. I'm still going to follow it. And I think when you are a person who operates in integrity, you're competent about the work that you do, and you know who your identity is, not just outside, but who your identity is as a professional, it can be intimidating to others. And it's most certainly intimidating when you are working in the public school system. So I hope that helped somebody, blessed somebody, gave a parent some insight about what goes on behind the scenes. We do not talk because there's so much retaliation that can be taken against you. And so don't be mad that more teachers or more social workers or more people are not talking about this. No, because they're using tactics to keep us quiet and make us and just manipulate us in different ways. They speak to our emotions. So what I am asking the community to do is just check in on your school friends, the people that work in education and in that profession, youth development. Check in on them and hear the conversations. If you have kids, that's another first step that you can do to support your child. Some of the things that they come home and complain about is true, but because we already say in our mind, adults don't do that, adults don't believe this, adults won't act like that, we totally dismiss their experience, what they're going through, and how they're trying to communicate. And that is a message that I am not allowed to share with parents when I'm within the system. So the freedom to be out at this time, it hurts. I miss my students. I miss my coworkers that I would vibe with on a day-to-day, coming up with different ideas and executing different events for kids and experiences. But at the same time, I had to choose me.